spring of 1992, Bishop Small Engine Repair was born in our mom and dad's barn in Estill County.
Then, in the fall of 1992, we made the move to Madison County, where we are today. With the support of our family, customers, and community, we have continued to grow in the outdoor power industry. With a full line of products from Kokudet, Grasshopper, Echo, and Shindawa, we can help you tackle your yard so you can enjoy it with your family. Bishop Small Engine Repair, where our focus is our customer. Stop on in, 119 North Estill Avenue in Richmond. We can't wait to see you.
Locally family-owned and operated Bluegrass Restoration and Construction.
It's time. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show live on WBON TV and on radio at WEKY, WKXO, and WIRV. Support your favorite team with apparel from Campus Warehouse and join us here on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. Also brought to you by Bishop Small Engine Repair and Nuevo Vallarta. And now let's go live to your host, Michael Watkins and Samantha Burford.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome into the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show live at Jack Burford Chevrolet here on a Monday night in Richmond. Finally getting some warmer spring Kentucky weather, Samantha, as we're heading into kind of the end of baseball season. A month or so left for EKU baseball, and the high school teams wrapping up their seasons as well.
And warm baseball weather.
Yeah, exactly.
This is good baseball weather right here.
And we got the man right here from EKU, the head coach Chris Prothrow, with us this evening. And, Coach, welcome into the show. And you could probably agree, it's been an interesting spring. We were just talking about it as we come on the air with how the weather's been. As a coach and having your team practice and then playing some of these games, you all have played in literally every single type of weather you can imagine throughout this season already.
Yeah, it's been a special spring, I think, weather-wise. I came up here last year was my first year, and then, after about January, the spring was pretty good.
Yeah.
January was miserable. I think when we left to go to opening weekend, we were playing down in Georgia and Atlanta, and our bus got stuck in the parking lot because of the snow. But after that, when we came home, I can't remember having a whole lot of complaints. I think we lost one game to weather, and it was rain. It wasn't snow. And so kind of we talked to a bunch of our new guys who were with us who were from all over the country. We said, just get through January and you'll be fine. And that has not been true at all. It has not been true at all. I think we played 3 or 4 games where the wind chill was in the 20s.
Yeah. It was snowing one
We
game.
had snow in March.
Yeah, well, we were playing in Clarksville, Tennessee in March and got snowed on literally, played in a snowstorm, finished up a game on a Friday night. And it's been cold kind of throughout, and so hopefully we've gotten through that, and it'll be nice finishing up. Yeah, this weekend doesn't look good as far as rain is concerned, but it doesn't look like it's going to be cold. So we'll figure out the rain. We've got the turf that the university has given us, so we will make it work.
Right.
As long as it's not cold. If it doesn't
turf.
get cold again, I'm just telling you, it would be miserable.
Snow
in May or something.
With the warmer weather and the new facilities, you guys are having one heck of a turnout. I mean, when I drive past, just every single time there's a line waiting to get in.
It's been great. We went on I think the last time I came and was on the show with you guys, we had about a 2.5, 3 week road trip right after that.
Yes.
And we kind of dodged some kind of colder weather. We went south or west, and kind of got away from it while we were, while it was happening here in Richmond. And then when we came back, it's been wonderful. It's been great all year. I'm thinking, maybe some of the people in Richmond are crazy or gluttons for punishment sometimes coming out with the weather the way it's been. But then, over the last 2 weeks, the weather's been good. It hadn't been quite as windy. It certainly hadn't been quite as cold. And the crowds have been good. There have been fewer empty seats than full ones. I can promise you that.
Well, I think, too, and you can see it with every sport, with football, basketball, and when you put a winning program out there on the field or on the court, the fans in Richmond will come out and support you. And you guys have seen that this year. You have had a tremendous season right now at the top of your division, tied with Jacksonville State, with the top of the division, and you're right up there around the top of the Atlantic Sun as well. When you look at the way your team has played this season and the way Kendall Ewell was hitting the ball and Logan Thomason and your pitching staff, you've got to be really pleased with the way your guys have played. And obviously as a coach, there's times where you're like, you got that coach talk, maybe even in a win where you want to change some stuff. But you guys have had a great season so far. Just talk about how things have gone for EKU baseball through the first month and a half, 2 months of the season.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. And last time I was here, we talked about it, how many new guys were here and how they were experiencing, whether it's a conference, a conference race or conference play for the first time, and then really just the rigors of college baseball at the Division I level, day in and day out, that the game, the opponent, the situation, it has to have your full attention at all times or you're in jeopardy, and our guys have been – it's been a learning experience for them, but they've handled it well. And it's not that we haven't – our record's pretty good, and it's very good at home. But we haven't missed out on some tough times, whether it's some things not going our way, maybe us not playing as good as we possibly could. But our guys have done a wonderful job of responding when those things have happened. And so that's been fun to see, and it's not really a surprise. We've been around these guys as a whole since August.
Yeah.
And kind of those first couple of weeks, you kind of felt like there was something different about the group. And so as much as a coach, you'd like to take credit for that, I do think they kind of showed up like that. And I think we can give credit to our assistant coaches and really the whole staff as far as recruiting that here.
Yeah.
But, with these guys, how they've been raised, the programs they came from before they got to us, kind of what's inside of them just because of who they are, it's been fun to see that kind of manifest itself at times when it would be easy. This weekend was a really good example after losing a tough game on Friday that we could have a whole show about all the things that happened in Friday night's game. To be able to come back and win on Saturday and Sunday on the road in a conference series where your opponent was playing well, it was neat to see, and credit to our players for being able to do that, and credit to our players to be able, through 44 games they've played well. We haven't played our best yet, we haven't done that yet, and I'm certainly hoping that's coming. But they've played well and they've played hard, and they kind of do it right. So we got work left to do. The last 11 of the season are going to be really, really tough, but it's been a fun ride so far.
That's pretty exciting. I was going to ask you about Bellarmine because after losing that first game, talk about that series and how important it is to this university. I'm excited to hear you say that you're not even at your best yet. I mean, it's going to get better, and you see them practice. So talk about that and how you guys have won the last 5 out of your 6 ASUN games.
Yeah, so, anytime you play an in-state opponent, and Bellarmine's an in-state opponent, it's important, right, for – I'm sure there's school rivalry as far as that's concerned. I'm sure a lot of our guys, at least the guys we have from Kentucky, know a lot of the players that are on their team. And, from a recruiting standpoint and all the things that go along with that, it's big. And then anytime you play a conference opponent, it's big, so it needs to have your attention regardless of who you're playing, where you're playing, what the record is, what state they're from, all of that stuff. It's you can kind of throw all that out the window once you start a conference series. So that was really good. This will always be a program where you celebrate series wins, especially on the road, and so that's been good. And then I think I keep saying our guys might get sick of hearing me saying that we're not playing our best yet, but I do think there's something about this group that we can play like at a high level, and I don't think we've done that over a long period of time. I think you've seen it in bursts, and so I think that's coming. And I think that's part of building a program, too, which is what these guys are doing. We're all doing it together.
Yeah.
Is we're building a program that the university, the athletic department, the city of Richmond that can be proud of, that they deserve. And that's a program that has a chance to compete for championships. We think. I think we're doing it right now.
I was going to say, you're doing that.
We're doing it right now. But I don't, to say we're a winning program or a championship program, that is still to be determined. But that's certainly what we're working towards. And I think we have winning players in our locker room. And I think they're deserving of a championship. I do think that. But such is life, right? You could be deserving of something, and that guarantees you nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
And so we just got to keep going.
Healthy and uninjured.
Yeah, that's a big thing, too. And that's one thing that everybody can deal with. I mean, you see it at all levels. I mean, one injury can derail a team or derail a season. And I'm sure you've been a part of that in the past. But, I wanted to talk to you specifically about Kendall. We knew coming into the year that he was expected to have a big season. He's lived up to the hype. I mean, there was, 3 games in a row where he had a home run, and in every game he had like 6 home runs over a 5-game stretch.
He had 5 home runs against North Alabama.
In one series.
North Alabama came here a couple of weeks ago, and they competed their tails off for 3 games, and they were back and forth games, all 3 of them, kind of high scoring because you've been out there. The wind was blowing out. And Kendall went something like 12 for 15 with 5 home runs. And we kind of laugh about the outs. One time he got a pitch up in the zone, and I think he just felt so good that he tried to hit a pitch he shouldn't have and got out, kind of like Stephen Curry with a heat check 3. That's what he was doing. And then his other 2 outs where he literally lined out to the center field warning track.
Okay.
It's like watching a video game. And Kendall has worked and worked and worked. And he's been through some tough times. This is his opportunity. He's draft eligible this year, and there's pressures that come along with that. We try to remove those as much as we can.
Yeah.
But you can't because that's what he wants, and we're happy for him if that's what he gets. But he went through a stretch here at the beginning of the season that if you looked at his statistics, it didn't look like he was really struggling. But we knew that he was struggling internally. He wasn't doing as well as he wanted to do. I don't think it was because of the draft. I think it was because he knew he was capable of doing more to help his team.
More pressure on himself.
Sure, 100%. He is aware of how good he can be, I think, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
And so sometimes when you don't meet your own expectations, that can be really hard, especially when you're a guy like Kendall who he wants to do it so he can help his team win. And so he went through that little tough stretch, and to see him come out the other side of it, it's been unbelievable. It's probably about the last month that it's, especially once we started conference play. I'm sure his conference statistics, I don't really look at them that much. I look at the overall statistics, but I think he's just been on fire. He really has, and it's because of I think Coach Jones, Walt Jones, our hitting coach, has done a great job with him. But I think Kendall's a self-made player, and you may have heard me say this before. It's like, every time you see Kendall do something on a field, you can kind of, it's like there's like an aura comes off of him of you seeing him get better.
Yeah.
He just improves the more he plays, and so the longer he plays, the better he'll get at it. And his ceiling of how good of a player he can be, I'm not sure what that is. Probably to play on TV one day.
Yeah, that's how Samantha and I are. When we have a bad show, we kind of like, man, I could have done better on the show tonight, or whatever the case may be.
He never thinks that. Don't.
But again, back on Kendall though, the swing. I mean, you could just see it from the highlights, being at the game behind home plate. You can really see. I mean, it's like with ease when he hits the baseball, and that's a really special thing. You don't see it with every player. Yeah, it's just a natural swing, and it just looks like he's having so much fun out there on the field.
Well, it certainly is. There's some things you can teach.
Yeah.
Usually power is not one of them. And he's born with that. He has a chance to hit for a lot of home runs. It's just something that's natural to him. Now, you can obviously accentuate it with how you train and time spent in the weight room and then working on your swing and the mechanics of it and all that good stuff. But I could train as long as I wanted to. I'm not hitting the ball as far as Kendall is. And I could work twice as hard for twice as long, and it's just not happening.
Not going to happen.
And so what he's done is a great job of magnifying that, of making it the best it could be. And that's from how he works. And, yeah, he has fun. He plays really hard. Really hard. Like it's on his mind to just go as hard as he can every time he shows up. And then he's one of those guys, like the rest of them that we're talking about, and myself as well. He is learning what it takes to be able to be like at a high level from a focus standpoint, from a mental standpoint, as far as what the game has, as far as your attention, because he's so smart. It's not like he needed to get smarter. He's a great student. He's highly intelligent, but it's just the what the game requires of you from a mental standpoint. He's really learning that as well, I think, and he will need to continue to get better at it, as we all do. But you put those two things together, or however many things I just said, and you look at what comes out of it, is a really good player. He's really good.
You guys, I want to know is how this team handles the pressure, the stress that comes along with being at the top of the Western Division. I mean, you've got two teams, Central Arkansas and Lipscomb, that are like right there nipping at your heels. How do you feel like this team, and especially your leaders of this team, how are they handling this pressure?
I don't know. Here's why I say I don't know. We don't talk about it because
okay.
I
just go there and play.
Well, yeah, simply because the game is so hard. And whoever your opponent is that you're about to play is going to be talented enough and well-coached enough that if your thoughts are elsewhere, you're setting yourself up for disaster. And so I'm certain the guys in the locker room, in their apartments, in the dorms, whatever, I'm certain they're talking about it because they should be. They have a chance to win a championship, and that's wonderful. But for us, to deal with the pressure of it, I think we put enough pressure on ourselves to just try to play well.
Yeah.
At least that's what I hope the idea is. We talked a lot about it in the fall when we're going through the practices, skill instruction, weightlifting, weight training, meetings. We talk about this being a championship program. We talk about wanting to play in the postseason, to play in regionals, to do all those types of things because it's been done here before. This is a program that you can do that. And that's what these guys want. That's why they came. But then, you kind of turn the calendar to January, and you don't talk about that much anymore. You talk about winning because it's important to talk about winning, and winning's a lot more fun than losing too. So we need to win. But really it's about, what are we going to do today that's going to put us in the best position for us to have a chance to be successful tomorrow. It's kind of a one day at a time thing, and people in the athletic department, I may have said it last time, it's like you keep your head on the swivel because you never know what's coming. It could derail it, whether it's an injury, a bad class report, somebody making a bad decision off the field, whatever the case may be, or something that's completely and totally out of our control, which we've all learned over the last couple of years is capable of happening as well. And so it's like, to get too far ahead of yourself or to start counting wins or to say, we need to win a championship with 11 games left. I think that's just adding things that can distract you from what the task is at hand, and that's just trying to play a hard game as well as you can. I hope that's what they're talking
doing,
about.
yeah.
Some, I mean, I know they're talking about
where it's
other
a little
things
different.
too.
Sometimes with female sports, they're always pumping themselves up. That's
Yeah.
the cheerleader in them. Girls, we can do this. We've got this today, or whatever.
Well, our guys are like that too.
Oh,
I don't
okay,
think that's
okay.
a
Come on
female
now,
side.
Sammy. Yeah, okay.
I don't think.
Okay.
I think if it's just a female sport thing, then we need more of that on our side.
Well,
of
look,
things.
when I'm playing in the men's league at the YMCA, like I'm in the mirror before the game, like listening to my Lil Wayne or my Nelly,
this?
getting pumped up. I mean, that's just how you get.
Okay.
I think maybe you might not see it. You see the cheerleading side of it because you've got cheerleaders and dance team members. So.
Well, and I hear them, and
Yeah.
I hear what they're saying to each other.
Sure.
So the guys kind of say it too, and especially your juniors and seniors, so the leaders of the team. They're not out there giving pep talks, but they're out there saying, "Yeah, guys, we got this today.
Sure.
We might have lost the first game in Bellarmine, but we got these next
Sure.
two."
yeah, a little
Yeah.
rallying the troops kind of
Rally.
thing.
Well, we have to have that. We don't.
Yeah.
We try to make our guys or get our guys, to be the best version of themselves. That's it. So
Yeah.
some guys are vocal leaders, some guys are lead by example, some
Yeah.
guys are just
Yeah.
there. They're working hard.
They're different.
But that's not necessarily part of who they are, and so we don't force that on them. But I
Yeah.
certainly believe that there's at least enough of them having that type of conversation because to be able to go through what we did. We played, credit to Northern Kentucky, but we played terribly, and they took advantage of it, so to their credit. And then we had, like I said, the litany of things that happened on Friday against Bellarmine for us to not come out at the end of that one like we wanted to be able to respond that Saturday and Sunday like we did, or Saturday and yesterday. There has to be someone, or more than just one someone. There has to be some leadership that's in that locker room and the hotel room. Whether it's on group message or they're having conversations within each other, there has to be. You hope for it, but to me that stuff happens organically. You try to recruit it.
Yeah, exactly.
You try to recruit it, but then if you've got Will Bryan's one of the best pitchers in the country,
Yep.
And he may not get another out the rest of the year after I've said that, but I doubt it. He's one of the best pitchers in the country. He's also a really good leader. It would be unfair of me if that was not a part of his personality
to force it on
him.
Yeah,
because
you're not telling him what to say.
Right, because then you got
Will's
Will's uncomfortable doing it, which is any added discomfort to a situation where you're 21, 22 years old in this day and age, and you got all this other stuff going on. That's unfortunate for a coach to do that.
Right.
And then, two, it's hollow to the rest of the team. They know it's not genuine.
Yeah, it won't be meaningful.
And so what you hope is, you have a couple of guys that's what they want to do. And I think we have to have that.
Yeah.
And you look at it, like one of our guys who for sure is like that is Matthew Corlew, who came in the game yesterday. He hasn't played in a month. Gets 2 at-bats, 2 hits, including the game-winning hit. And it's just part of who he is. It has to be, or it doesn't work out for him because it's too hard. You can be the best player in the world and not get those hits. So he has to be doing stuff right and staying prepared and being involved as a teammate, as a leader, all the things that you would want, of a player that's on your team, a student athlete that's on your team. He has to be doing that, and we have to have more of it if we responded like we did. And we that's kind of you see over the course of our season. We've had, there's been a couple 2 or 3 game losing streaks.
Yeah.
It's not like we're undefeated. And usually what comes after a little rough patch is a pretty good little stretch.
Yeah, how you respond to those rough patches is big.
And again, you want to, you set expectations and you have talks with them as a coach or a coaching staff. And I don't know if you want to take credit, but you at least want to feel responsible to a certain extent, or you certainly don't want to be the reason why it's not happening, right?
Exactly.
But it's ultimately the culture and chemistry of a program is not directed by the head coach.
Yeah.
It's the players that are in it. And so that's why it's been such a pleasure. Even when we get our what's kicked, you sleep it off and you wake up the next day and you're proud to wear the uniform with this group of guys. You really are.
Well, before we let you go, let's talk about this weekend, the weekend series with Jacksonville State. You got Moorhead tomorrow. You don't want to look past them, but a big weekend series.
More in-state rivals.
Yeah. You got a big in-state.
We look past Moorhead, we'll go up there and get embarrassed. I'm just telling you.
But you got the weekend series at home against Jacksonville State. Right now, you two teams tied atop the Western Division at 14-7 overall in conference play. So talk about this weekend series coming up and you'll get the fans out there and how important it is to your season as you're kind of coming down to the nitty-gritty and down to the wire here in the ASUN Conference.
Yeah, so we've got 3 series left, and they're with all 3 series are with the groups of the teams that were grouped up together at the top of the standings. So we're tied with Jacksonville State. We played them this weekend. Lipscomb's a game behind us. They come to town next weekend.
CA.
And then we go the last weekend of the year. UCA is a game behind us right now. We go to them and play them 3 times. So each game is critical moving forward. And
huge games.
And so it has to be. You start thinking about, okay, how we're going to do, and can we go 5-4, 6-3, or what? You forget it. You know, it's one game at a time. And Jacksonville State, you look at their record, they're 500 right now, and you can throw that right on out the window. They're good. They're good. They've been good for a long time. They're very talented. We've already played them 3 times, so we know exactly what we're in for. And so we need to be ready to play well. And then, you know, Jacksonville State's good, and no disrespect to Jacksonville State, Lipscomb, Central Arkansas, any of them. We feel like if we play well, we'll have a chance.
Yeah.
You know, we'll have a very good chance to like where we're at when the 27th out is made. But if we don't play well, you've heard me say it, we're at risk.
Yeah.
You know, and so it's like, yeah, we're trying to win. We need to win a series this weekend. That needs to happen. But I told these guys on the bus, I would never, ever say we have to win a game. I'll never tell you have to get a hit. You have to make a pitch. You have to make a – it is entirely too hard to come at it from that perspective, in my opinion. And so what we need to do is – we need to prepare well. They need to have gotten rest today on their day off.
Yeah.
We need to play as well as we can tomorrow. That puts us in a position to go into Wednesday, whether we have a lift or practice, depending on the weather, to do what we need to do on Wednesday, to just go into the weekend going, okay, we are as prepared as we need to be. And let's go see how it goes. Let's go play well in front of our home fans. Hopefully the rain holds off, and let's see what happens.
Well, folks, bring Mom into town this weekend. It's a big weekend series versus Jacksonville State, a Friday and Saturday 6 o'clock first pitch, a 1 p.m. first pitch on Sunday on Mother's Day. So it should be an exciting day for the kids there as well. Have Mom maybe out to the game.
Mom can come run the bases with the kids.
There you go. Yeah. Bring Mom out to run the bases. And then next weekend you got the Lipscomb series as well, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So 2 big home series here in the next couple of weekends. Folks, get out there and support EKU baseball. Get your tickets online now at EKUsports.com. Just click on the baseball tab. Coach, always a pleasure having you on. Good luck tomorrow.
Can you get tickets at the game?
Yeah, you can get tickets at the game.
So
oh,
if you
yeah,
don't
for
get
sure.
them online, okay.
And listen, I was up there a couple of weeks ago doing the Legends game. The food from Aramark is, I mean, if you're not a huge baseball fan, maybe you want to go out and get something to eat, and then you got baseball right there as well. So it's a great chance to get some
food.
Yeah,
exactly. You got someone that can drive you home.
There you go.
They're selling beer. They're selling beer too.
So make a fun day out of it. So that's coming up this weekend and next weekend. Jacksonville State and then Lipscomb, 2 big weekend series for the Colonels at home. Coach, thank you for coming on with us. Always a pleasure.
Yes.
And we'll step aside, folks. We got a lot more to talk about here on Monday edition. It's the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show.
When you work with Todd Builders, you work with local professionals. With a custom and residential building company, they can do custom projects like home design and customizations, or even fully customized new homes. They also have current homes and properties for sale all around Madison County. Nowadays, homes are going up all over the place. So trust the professionals at Todd Builders for your next project. Like Todd Builders, LLC on Facebook to learn more.
Patrick O'Neill has been serving Central and Eastern Kentucky since 1995. When someone is accused of something they didn't do, or when a good person makes a mistake, they need the best representation they can find. And that's Patrick O'Neill. Whether it's criminal defense, Social Security, disability, personal injury, workers' compensation, or deeds and wills. When you need legal advice, trust the expertise of Patrick O'Neill. He will get you the money you deserve. His office is located in Jackson, but Patrick practices all over Central and Eastern Kentucky. For more information or for a free consultation, call 606-666-2990.
What does in transit mean? When you see that on our website at jackburford.com, it means your favorite Chevy is on the way. Call us at 859-623-3350 to reserve it, and we'll keep you updated throughout the entire process. See, it's that easy. Reserve your new Chevy today at jackburford.com. Your vehicle is now in transit.
I'm Michelle. And I'm Jennifer. And in the spring of 1992, Bishop Small Engine Repair was born in our mom and dad's barn in Estill County.
Then in the fall of 1992, we made the move to Madison County, where we are today. With the support of our family, customers, and community, we have continued to grow in the outdoor power industry. With a full line of products from Coconut, Grasshopper, Echo, and Shindawa, we can help you tackle your yard so you can enjoy it with your family. Bishop's Small Engine Repair, where our focus is our customer. Stop on in, 119 Northwest Avenue in Richmond. We can't wait to see you.
Locally family owned and operated Bluegrass Restoration and Construction is a full-service construction company offering full-service home maintenance. Bluegrass Restoration specializes in wind, fire, and water damage and mold remediation. With 24/7 emergency services, Bluegrass Restoration and Construction is here to serve you during any emergency. All their services are performed in-house with no subcontractors. No job is too big or small for Bluegrass Restoration and Construction. Give them a call at 859-353-1133.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best margaritas and fajitas in town. Doesn't a huge 32-ounce ice-cold beer sound great? Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
The Beast of the East roars back to life for their 2022 racing season. Most Saturday nights, some Friday nights, and maybe even a Sunday. You can take the whole family down to the Richmond Raceway for some good family fun. Watch the drivers race around the 1,584 feet clay track for some big winnings. Children 10 and under are always admitted free. Richmond Raceway, Greens Crossing off Highway 52 East and richmondraceway.net. Unleash your inner beast at the Richmond Raceway.
Back here on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. Going to be a quick segment here, Samantha, as we get ready to bring the Richmond Heat AAU girls basketball team on. They're going to be chatting it up with us here in just a few moments. But, we were talking about over the weekend, we saw spring ball kind of wrap up. Madison Southern had a big deal over there in Berea. Yes. EKU football doing their thing. But a young man that has been a topic of discussion for the last 2 or 3 years here.
We've given him a nickname.
We have Bam Bam Cunningham, Jaden Cunningham. So Austin's got a highlight that we took off Jaden's Twitter account. This young man who has been a beast, I mean, you can see some of the highlights of him playing football, just running over people, which deservedly gave him the nickname Bam Bam Cunningham.
Yes.
So yesterday, Jaden Cunningham set a national record at his powerlifting meet. He weighs 234 pounds, Samantha. He deadlifted 711 pounds. I mean, and with ease. I mean, he made it look with ease. Obviously, it's very difficult to do. But
no, I agree with you because watching it, I thought, is he going to lift it any higher? Because he looked like he could. And I thought, wow, that's impressive.
So, over the weekend, the gym that I go to, we were doing every last Saturday of the month, we do our challenge day. And I was able to do like 185 or something, like with my overhead
you
press.
You didn't hear what I said.
I ignored it. I chose to ignore it. But I felt very good about doing that. Then I get on here and see Jaden just, throwing up 711 with
Making
ease.
you look bad. I'm just
like,
saying.
My goodness. I mean, just tremendous young man. And Jaden's a quiet young man. He's a quiet kid.
He is very quiet. Because when we interviewed him last fall in a preview for their Berea community football team, he was just very polite.
Oh, yeah.
But, yes, very quiet and very humble. And this is nothing to be humble about.
No, exactly.
Very
and
proud.
If you talk to him, he would just, kind of probably smile and say, but he's
say thank you.
He is he has two powerlifting USPA state records, and then this one, I mean, obviously put him up there even higher. It's
this is new
national record.
Learning for me. I didn't realize that.
And weightlifting is a big thing. I mean, people take it very seriously, and as does Jaden Cunningham. He's a University of Cumberland's commit, signed with them a couple of weeks ago, so congratulations, Jaden, and a tremendous job over the weekend, setting a national record at his powerlifting meet, 711 pounds deadlift for his 234 body weight. So tremendous job.
We need to have him on the show. Maybe he can lift you up on one side, me up on the other.
That's what Bam Bam used to do, get him the thing. So, yeah, congratulations, Jaden Cunningham, and looking forward to seeing him go over to the University of Cumberland.
We're going to call him. Have him
we'll reach out to Coach Parks and
I'd love to
see if we can set that up. Let's take another commercial break. Again, we'll make this segment real quick. When we come back, the Richmond Heat girls AAU basketball team, all kinds of girls are going to be on here with us when we come back.
It's a full show.
Live at Jack Burford Chevrolet. This is the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show.
When you work with Todd Builders, you work with local professionals. With the custom and residential building company, they can do custom projects like home design and customizations, or even fully customized new homes. They also have current homes and properties for sale all around Madison County. Nowadays, homes are going up all over the place. So trust the professionals at Todd Builders for your next project. Like Todd Builders, LLC on Facebook to learn more.
Patrick O'Neill has been serving Central and Eastern Kentucky since 1995. When someone is accused of something they didn't do, or when a good person makes a mistake, they need the best representation they can find. And that's Patrick O'Neill. Whether it's criminal defense, Social Security, disability, personal injury, workers' compensation, or deeds and wills, when you need legal advice, trust the expertise of Patrick O'Neill. He will get you the money you deserve. His office is located in Jackson, but Patrick practices all over Central and Eastern Kentucky. For more information or for a free consultation, call 606-666-2990.
What does in transit mean? When you see that on our website at jackburford.com, it means your favorite Chevy is on the way. Call us at 859-623-3350 to reserve it, and we'll keep you updated throughout the entire process. See, it's that easy. Reserve your new Chevy today at jackburford.com. Your vehicle is now in transit.
I'm Michelle. And I'm Jennifer. And in the spring of 1992, Bishop Small Engine Repair was born in our mom and dad's barn in Estill County.
Then in the fall of 1992, we made the move to Madison County, where we are today. With the support of our family, customers, and community, we have continued to grow in the outdoor power industry. With a full line of products from Cub Cadet, Grasshopper, Echo, and Shindawa, we can help you tackle your yard so you can enjoy it with your family. Bishop Small Engine Repair, where our focus is our customer. Stop on in, 119 North Estill Avenue in Richmond. We can't wait to see you.
Locally family owned and operated Bluegrass Restoration and Construction is a full service construction company offering full service home maintenance. Bluegrass Restoration specializes in wind, fire, and water damage and mold remediation with 24/7 emergency services. Bluegrass Restoration and Construction is here to serve you during any emergency. All their services are performed in-house with no subcontractors. No job is too big or small for Bluegrass Restoration and Construction. Give them a call at 859-353-1133.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best margaritas and fajitas in town. Doesn't a huge 32-ounce ice-cold beer sound great? Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
The Beast of the East roars back to life for their 2022 racing season. Most Saturday nights, some Friday nights, and maybe even a Sunday. You can take the whole family down to the Richmond Raceway for some good family fun. Watch the drivers race around the 1,584 feet clay track for some big winnings. Children 10 and under are always admitted free. Richmond Raceway, Greens Crossing off Highway 52 East, and richmondraceway.net. Unleash your inner beast at the Richmond Raceway.
Back here on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show, Samantha, Michael here, and we are joined by the Richmond Heat girls basketball programs here.
This might be the most girls you've ever been around. Ever.
What are you saying?
It's
a good thing I wore deodorant today too, girls. So y'all got lucky today. But listen, so
Athletic
the Richmond
girls.
Heat Pro, and I've been following, with Dennis and this program for a while. There's a lot of really good coaches involved in this. So this is some of the info that Dennis sent me earlier today. Coaches Rob Clark, founder of Richmond Heat, Dennis Campbell, former Clark Morris coach, and which, by the way, y'all were really good back in the day, Coach, when you were coaching over there. Eric Fields, Berea High School boys head coach. Jessica Connor, former IUPUI player and North Oldham player. Larry Tiller from Georgetown College and overseas, and Estill County assistant coach. Shannon Sparks and Greg Collinsworth, and all USA Gold certified coaches. A legendary group of coaches there. We got Dennis Campbell joining us here, and some of the lovely ladies and really good basketball players as well here. Dennis, first of all, you all have been so busy. I mean, basketball season ended, and I think the very next week you all were already playing travel ball. So just talk about that and kind of how you put the ball down for maybe a day or two and then picked it right back up.
Yeah, we had a few days off, and then then we had to start looking for gyms that we could use. And, and lucky enough, we were able to use Madison Central. Cooksey helped us out there, and Mr. Sexton helped us over at Clark Moore's. We had a few practices there. Jill Whitaker, principal at her schools, over at what's it called? Across from Cottle there.
Glenn Marshall?
Yeah, Glenn Marshall.
Yeah, that girl said it. I'll take credit for it.
So she helped us out there. We got to find gyms that don't have anything going on in them. So
that's hard to find.
Yes, it is.
The gyms are
especially
busy.
at this time of the year. Everything's finishing up, and you got band concerts and
graduations,
everything going on. So we even went over to Berea Community.
Yeah.
They helped us out over there. So we've been looking for gyms, and we've had practices. We've played 3 tournaments now. We played on the Prep Girl Hoops circuit. That consists of playing basically 4 games, showcase games. It's not a tournament for the first 3 tournaments or first 3 sessions that you play.
Like a panorama
weekends.
kind of thing?
Yeah. And then they go by your record, and you play in your region finals, which is going to be in Spartanburg, South Carolina, last weekend of May. We also play on the Ohio basketball circuit, and that's some of the biggest tournaments around. You got Run for the Roses, which I think may be one of the biggest ones in the country.
Yeah, I've heard of that, and that's a big name, too.
Right now, I know they've got teams from 48 of the 50 states and 5 countries, including Australia.
Jeez.
You guys aren't messing around.
Oh, no. Well, just for instance, last year, our 2026 group went down to Orlando playing nationals. Who they have to play in the championship? It was the Puerto Rican national team, right?
Oh, wow.
And they ended up beating them for the championship.
Wow. So you've got some talented young ladies, and it's not from just Madison Central or Southern or Berea.
Right.
You've got girls from all
Explain
over.
to people that don't understand possibly what this is, like the ages, and do you guys try out? Explain to everybody.
Well, we've got like 5th, 6th, and 7th grade during the winter session. Basically, that's right after middle school season.
Yeah.
And that's just what we call travel teams. We play in-state, and then we'll take them to Tennessee down in Gatlinburg and let them have one weekend down there.
Okay.
We want to make it more than just about basketball. We want to have a little fun with each other, too, as a group. So then, you just travel around the state, and then we take them to Tennessee. Now, the AAU, we play in Orlando. We play in Tennessee twice already. Last year we played in Sandusky, Ohio. We play in Indiana.
And you're seeing some really good, talented teams, but it's also good for your girls too, because you're continuing to play and making yourself better. But you've always heard it: the more talented teams that you play, the better competition you play, the better you get. And I'm sure these girls can attest to that. That it makes them better. You don't want to go out there and play a good team, get beat by 30 points. You want to go out there and compete. So they got to step their game up and do just that when you go and play in these big games.
And you've got to have, and we just not only do around here in Madison County, we go and get girls from Fayette County, a lot of the 11th region.
Yeah.
But now we go outside of 11th region too, because we got Rockcastle, Clay County, Nicholas County.
Yeah.
I mean, the girls that want to play, they send us tape. Now that's on the AAU side. On the travel side, come on.
Yeah.
We'll take anybody, and because we want the girls to, basically find out if they love basketball or not.
And you've seen with your teams here, how many players do you try to get? Because you want all the girls to play, but you also want to put pieces together that make a good team. You don't want 4-point guards and then a small forward. You want pieces that fit into a component and make the really good team together.
Yeah, I mean, of course, when I had Clark Moore's, we all had the little mini-me's out there, tall guards. But, yeah, we had to go out. I think last year we got a 6'2" girl, Abby Gilbert, if you remember her, from Jackson County. And this year we got Juliana Frazee from Franklin County. Cameron Ridikoff, 5'10", that plays with us. I had to get some, kind of balance the team out a little bit.
Yeah.
Rachel Swapshire, I got her this year from Franklin County. She's 6'2", plays on the older group. With Bailey. I think Bailey really enjoys having a tall player with her.
So really the lineup could be different every week depending on who can go, let's say, to Sevierville or Gatlinburg or wherever.
Yeah, not everybody can go every weekend. And we tell them, some of them will call and say, we were going to go on this family. Go.
Yeah.
Family memories are first.
Oh, for sure.
Go.
This is supposed to be fun.
Right. This is fun. This is for us to grow, and work on your game. And if you can play AAU and get out, because trust me, they don't call the fouls like they do in high school.
Oh.
If you can play and you're tough enough and to play AAU, it's going to be easier in high school.
We'll talk about some of the girls we got here today. I mean, obviously some of these names and faces are going to be familiar for folks that watch, the games on WBOM, but just go through and talk about some of these young ladies you've got here with us this evening.
Okay, well, in the back row, we got Ntea. She's probably one of the best one-on-one defenders. She really gets up into the ball handler and creates a lot of turnovers. Hayden, this is her first year with us.
Okay.
She decided to not play softball, so she jumped on board with us, and I think she's having fun with it. Seems like she is. A little pain here on her leg. She got knee yesterday or day
one of
before.
those basketball injuries.
Oh, man, yeah, it was. Yeah. Then we got Brooke. She's that three-point shooter.
Now, you don't know these two girls very good. I know you got one in the middle, Heather, there with Mrs. Klein's, but the two Campbell twins, obviously your daughters, so they got to go where Dad goes, right?
Oh yeah. And then you got Kendall here, Klein's.
I called her Heather. I'm sorry, Mom.
But she's she's a tenacious rebounder. She plays bigger than her size. Yeah. Who do I got else behind me? Wilson. Yeah, she's inside. She's a mammoth. She's a beast.
How tall is she? How tall
are you? 6'1". 8th grade.
Wow. Now, where do you play at? Where you? High school. Cottle. Okay. Yeah. Wow. So we're going to see her in the future as well. Okay.
Yeah.
We hope.
Yeah.
And then you got Bailey. She's already playing. She's in middle school, I think, still. But you're playing for Southern.
Yep.
So you've covered her. Then you got Skylar. She played for me at Clark Moore's, and she played on Central's freshman team this year. And then you got Natalie, Rob Clark's son, of the founder, and she has been with Heat for 7 years, and that's all they've been in existence. She's been in it from the get-go.
Yeah, so she's kind of been one of the founding members of the teams, right? On the team. Yeah, okay.
And then you got Tiana here. She's a good defender. She shoots that three. Her stroke's coming back now. She made some crucial free throws this weekend. Yeah. And then Bailey, athlete.
Yeah.
Still learning the game, but averaging double-double in high school, and she's pretty close to doing that, and I think in the AAU right now.
And Bailey is are you the second or the best athlete in the Hensley family? I'm not going to. Your brother's not here, so you can say whatever you want to say. I'm not going to say. Okay, there we go. And then your sister too. She's over here killing it in softball.
Oh yeah, she's playing right now.
Well, obviously you're just listing off these players. I'm getting excited for basketball season just listening to you.
Very soon.
If anybody wanted to watch some of these games, do you have any local games that somebody can come to, or is it all? Is it all kind of out traveling on the road?
It's the only time we play in state is in Louisville.
Okay.
I think our next one is in Louisville, but it's at the Mid-America East and Mid-America. There's two different places. That's the closest one. Or Run for the Roses and Battle of the Borough, and it's at the Expo Center.
That's in Ohio?
No, here in Louisville.
Oh, in Louisville. Okay,
yeah,
got you.
And last year they set up 65 courts.
Lord have mercy. Inside
they
one?
They brought courts in
wow.
and filled this place up. Our last game last year, we were on court 65. I couldn't find
it. That's crazy.
That could be a problem, though, too.
Was it outside?
No, it was you walk through another tunnel, and you're playing on Freedom Hall's floor.
Wow,
okay, that's cool, pretty cool.
Yeah. So it was pretty cool.
Your season is win to win.
Yeah,
how long?
As soon as high school's over, a couple weeks afterwards, you're getting you're finalizing your rosters and everything.
Until when?
Until the last weekend of July, because after that we can't play anymore because of KHSAA.
Yeah, that's the dead period.
Yeah.
Well, I want to talk to some of these girls too. Natalie, what we got you on, and you've been getting some buzz. You've got a couple of scholarship offers, but when you look at the girls on this team, there's some Southern girls, there's some girls from around other teams. How hard is it to put the rivalry down for a summer or whatever and play with these girls? Is it easy because you all are so close and have played together for so long, or is it a little bit more difficult to do that?
For me, as soon as you get into the practices, everybody's a family. Everybody works together. There's no arguments. Rivalry is completely put to the side. I don't think anybody on the whole entire team has a problem with anyone.
Well, that's good.
That's hard to do, too, because, you've just played each other in high school and then in middle school.
Well, the one thing is, it's almost like this Kentucky team.
Yeah.
We played nothing but out-of-state teams.
That's true.
We
That's
played
true.
Alabama,
Yeah.
South Carolina, Georgia, Louisiana. We played. We were supposed to play one from Arizona, but they dropped out. But now, let me tell you, in the Run for the Roses, you can play Hawaii team. Last year we played a team from the Bronx.
Man.
So it's basically us as Kentucky, represent Kentucky.
Yeah, and Madison County, too.
Madison
There's a lot of
County.
these from all from Madison County. I want to talk to Bailey, too. Now, Bailey, you were a big piece of Madison Central. You and the Campbell twins, and Tiana and Natalia. You all have been. I feel like you all have been playing together for forever, and you're just when you're going into your junior season, and the girls are going to be sophomores. Talk about that and how you all playing together so long now translate into these games during the spring and summer.
So just playing with each other, like even just against each other in middle school, has really gotten us close to each other.
Yeah.
And just transferring into the summer, it's just brought us closer. You know, I don't even play with Tiana and Brooke and Brittany and all of them, and Taya, but I still, I go watch their games. I cheer them on. It's still really fun with them.
How difficult is it for you guys to, I mean, this team may play one position, whereas your high school team may want you in a different position. Is there one that you prefer, or do you just go with the flow and say, put me where you need me, coach?
Yeah, I just love playing. I don't care where I play.
Well, and I've seen a lot of these girls, too. I've seen they can play almost all
Any
the positions. Same with, you look at
Yeah.
Bailey, you got your daughters. I mean, they can play all over the floor. And I think with today's game, and you've seen it, basketball has transitioned into a
kinda have to,
positionless
don't you?
kind of game.
Right.
You know, if you've got size but can't shoot, the game has been very hard for you to keep up with nowadays. You almost have to be able to do pass, play defense, shoot, and handle the ball. And it could be very hard for some of these girls. But I think getting all this experience will help them as they go forward.
Yeah, I've had, especially when I get the bigs in, they're always have to play underneath the basket. When I had Abby Gilbert, Julia Alfred, I moved them out. I said, you're shooting three sometime soon.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, I don't want to. No. We need to show these coaches, because there's always college coaches watching it, all these tournaments. Show them your whole package. Show them you're just not an inside player, that you can play any position. And both of those girls, 6'2", have been able to shoot it. I know last year up in Sandusky, Ohio, I told Abby she's going to have to shoot it. She made her first 3 out of 4. She had the biggest smile on her face. And then Juliana, I told her before we started playing, and she's like real happy that she finally gets to move out, because she's always been a post player. She worked on it. By the time we were playing, I think she made her first 4 out of 7 or something like that.
Wow.
And she was, they're ecstatic. I mean, because they don't really get to do it in high school.
Right. And getting them out of their comfort zone, too.
Make them be able to play other positions.
Been playing ball for almost 30 years now. I've never, ever gone 3 for 4 even in layups. So I know that can be very hard. But
all right, I got a fun question. My question to you girls is, who are you most looking forward to playing this season? Because obviously there's many states. Is there a state that you're like, oh, no, we're getting revenge?
Yeah, raise your hand, we'll get you the mic. Is there one team you really want to play?
There's got to be somebody.
You've embarrassed them, Samantha. They don't want to call nobody out, though. Listen, no chalkboard material.
Maybe it's not just a state. Maybe we want to play another country, because it's their international team, their national team. Not just the state or Providences or whatever. We want to play a country.
Don't be shy, girls. There's got to be somebody that you're like, no.
Maybe it's each other. Maybe they want to play a team that's, a different age group or something. Is that possible, too, Dennis? Can we line that out?
No.
Or you have to play within your same group?
Yeah, you have to stay within. Now, we can play, like some of our girls can play up.
Yeah.
Like Brittany will help Bailey's team out sometimes when their point guard's not out.
Yeah.
In certain circuits. Now, when you get
into these bigger ones, probably,
AAU,
more strict.
Yeah, well, it's like all the coaches. They have to take training, and they have to get their USA Go card license. Then all the players here have to go in and sign up and get their NCAA ID number.
Okay.
And, like the last tournament we played on PGA Prep Girls Hoops, we can play 3 games if we want to. But on the NCAA sanctioned tournaments like Run for the Roses, you're only allowed 2. That's it.
Okay.
And you can't play for any other team.
Well, before we let you all go, if anybody was interested in, I know you do a great job on Twitter keeping people updated, but is there a place they can go, Facebook or your Twitter or a different Twitter account, to follow along with Richmond Heat and the different classes that you all have?
Richmond Heat 1.
On Twitter? Okay,
yes.
Richmond Heat wants to follow them,
Richmond
posting updates and scores and highlights. That's the cool thing, too. I mean, everybody's posting highlights now, which is awesome, because you get these videos you can use for recruiting purposes and all these fun things.
It's in real time, so that's exciting.
We've had a lot of girls throughout the years. I mean, all kinds of girls got scholarships and stuff. I mean, Maya Jenkins used to play with us. She's Miss Kentucky basketball.
Yeah, you got the list you sent me here.
Yeah.
You got Allie Richardson that went to UNOH, Samantha Cornelson at Trinity, Maddie Kaufman at Lindsey Wilson, Isis Rogers from Berea going to Spalding, Madison Howell from Berea going to Berea College. So, I mean, a long list of really good, talented players. And, again, folks, check them out on Twitter, Richmond Heat 1, to stay up to date. And we need to have you all back on, too. And if we can get some highlights, we'd be glad to share those out to the folks. Because this is a loaded team and a lot of really good talent, not only from here from Madison County, but as you said, from all over. Appreciate you all coming over here with us and highlighting these really good basketball players and young ladies. So.
All right, I appreciate you having us.
Folks, take one more commercial
None of them
break.
wanted to talk. They're all being bashful girls.
They probably, Samantha, know that you're a mic hog and you don't want to step on your toes.
No, I asked them. Before we go to commercial, anybody want to say anything?
Yeah.
They're all like, no.
No. Y'all want to go play some ball, maybe? There we go. That's what they want. They want to go hoop it up.
They just want to go play some ball.
Hey, if you ever have open gym, let me know, and I'll come out and I'll get some trash talk out there lined up with them or something.
There we go.
You girls do not want to do that.
Well, let's step aside for a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll talk to Matt Roan from EKU. We'll look back at some of the things that happened this weekend at EKU spring game on Saturday, and that and so much more coming up on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show.
When you work with Todd Builders, you work with local professionals. With the custom and residential building company, they can do custom projects like home design and customizations, or even fully customized new homes. They also have current homes and properties for sale all around Madison County. Nowadays, homes are going up all over the place. So trust the professionals at Todd Builders for your next project. Like Todd Builders, LLC on Facebook to learn more.
Patrick O'Neill has been serving Central and Eastern Kentucky since 1995. When someone is accused of something they didn't do, or when a good person makes a mistake, they need the best representation they can find. And that's Patrick O'Neill. Whether it's criminal defense, Social Security, disability, personal injury, workers' compensation, or deeds and wills, when you need legal advice, trust the expertise of Patrick O'Neill. He will get you the money you deserve. His office is located in Jackson, but Patrick practices all over Central and Eastern Kentucky. For more information or for a free consultation, call 606-666-2990.
What does in transit mean? When you see that on our website at jackburford.com, it means your favorite Chevy is on the way. Call us at 859-623-3350 to reserve it, and we'll keep you updated throughout the entire process. See, it's that easy. Reserve your new Chevy today at jackburford.com. Your vehicle is now in transit.
I'm Michelle. And I'm Jennifer. And in the spring of 1992, Bishop's Small Engine Repair was born in our mom and dad's barn in Esco County.
Then in the fall of 1992, we made the move to Madison County, where we are today. With the support of our family, customers, and community, we have continued to grow in the outdoor power industry. With a full line of products from Cub Cadet, Grasshopper, Echo, and Shindawa, we can help you tackle your yard so you can enjoy it with your family. Bishop's Small Engine Repair, where our focus is our customer. Stop on in, 119 North Estill Avenue in Richmond. We can't wait to see you.
Locally family-owned and operated Bluegrass Restoration and Construction is a full-service construction company offering full-service home maintenance. Bluegrass Restoration specializes in wind, fire, and water damage and mold remediation. With 24/7 emergency services, Bluegrass Restoration and Construction is here to serve you during any emergency. All their services are performed in-house with no subcontractors. No job is too big or small for Bluegrass Restoration and Construction. Give them a call at 859-353-1133.
Now with the head man himself, Matt Roan, and Matt, it's been a busy year for you guys. Now we're kind of culminating the end of the year. We know we got baseball and softball, track and field still doing their thing, but and golf as well. But we're moving toward the end of a school year, and it's been a great school year, especially for the sports teams. Just talk about kind of how things are wrapping up and how exciting of a year it's been for EKU athletics.
No, it's been a lot of fun, and today, to your point, while everything is very fluid, spring football game almost kind of propels you into next year, but at the same time, our baseball, our softball teams, golf is close to wrapping up, with Raga going to compete in the Ann Arbor Regional, and track and field and certainly in full swing and hopefully be competing for championships. But I think all in all, it's been a good year for us. Obviously, having a second-year head baseball coach, a first-year head women's basketball coach, we feel like we've got great coaches in place who are recruiting at a high level. We're trying to do our very best to give them the resources they need to be successful. But for us, it's all about continuing to build, and that's That's facilities, that's the infrastructure, that's the budgets, that's the staff sizes. Everything that we're trying to do is understanding that success isn't easy, but it's a process, and hopefully we're well on our way.
Well, no, today's focused on football, but wanted to ask you about the new renovations with the funds that came forward for Alumni Coliseum, and just exactly what that means, not only for the university, for the sports department in particular.
Yeah, I think it's huge. I'd be remiss if I didn't just acknowledge, I think, the state's investment in EKU and higher education generally even. I sit from my seat, and obviously I'm very interested in Alumni Coliseum, but what we're getting for Model Lab, what we're getting for asset preservation, and then certainly the 31.35 appropriation from the General Assembly and the governor for Alumni Coliseum, and that is a big deal for us, and absolutely it helps us with athletics. It's a new home, basically, all but new home for our volleyball and men's and women's basketball teams, our administration, our Bratsky Center. Certainly it's going to enhance the student life and kind of entertainment options that we can provide them, that where Center for the Arts T-Pain was tight, and now being able to bring something like that into AC. But for us, kind of going back to that athletics piece, just the opportunity to recruit to it, to develop our student athletes there, to be proud of it, what that does for their experience as student athletes, but what it does for you and others as fans. Being able to provide some premium seating options and comfortable seating options. It's probably well past due, but we're excited to be able to do it.
When you came here, it was literally right before the pandemic started, and then you've seen the shift into the ASUN and the coaching changes that's been going on. But you have been nonstop since you took over. Have you been able to kind of now settle in as we move into an off season, or just talk about your job and how it's been as we close out this school year and kind of looking back on the last 2 or 3 years?
I would say for us, and I appreciate you saying that, and it's certainly been busy, but I'm very fortunate to work for an administration with our president and our board, president's cabinet, who support athletics, who see the value in it, and that makes my job a lot easier. I'm surrounded on a daily basis with an outstanding group of staff, on-campus colleagues, a group of coaches, again, that while it is a lot that we do, it's good work, and it's worthwhile, and it's fun and enjoyable because of who we do it with and doing it with one another. But for us, to be honest with you, the fun in this job is that pursuit, and you never want to say settle, or you never want to say content, because you're always on to the next thing, and that's really kind of been the fun part for us, is that everything that we've done, whether it's the league change, whether it's the facilities investments, whether it's again trying to retain outstanding coaches or bring in new ones when we have to, everything is about trying to compete at the highest level and try to catch peers who over the last several decades have maybe pulled away from us for a little bit. So I think it is a great time to be here. I'm enjoying the work. I think our staff enjoys the work, and we're just working every single day to try to make you and people like yourself, our fans, our alums, and friends of the institution proud.
I think that's one thing that makes Eastern special is, we've got a lot of people that kind of grew up within EKU, whether going here or, growing up coming to games or whatever the case may be in that aspect. But, seeing people that are from different areas come in and take a job within the university and then see how instantly they fall in love and take pride in the sports department or the university itself, I think that's what makes Eastern special. And I'm sure being on the inside, you've really been able to see that.
No, 100%, and we have a great group of homegrown talent. Anytime that we can take somebody that, again, as an alum, has poured a lot into this place and keep them here, we obviously want to do that. Yeah. But there's times and there's opportunities that might require us to look outside, and I'm certainly appreciative of people who have believed in what it is that we're trying to build and have taken an interest in it and looking from the outside in and saying, hey, I want to be at EKU. And then I think, to your point, when they get here, they realize it's a dynamic institution. It's a thriving institution. It's an institution who, in my opinion, is on an upward trajectory. And I think our athletics department hopefully resembles that as well. And I heard it last night. So we had our first Suits for Seniors event, and it was so refreshing to me to hear a lot of coaches, a lot of student athletes, former student athletes, people who have again poured in, and deposited a ton of themselves into this place. Say this is I love this place.
Yeah.
This is a special place, and I hope we can make it even more special.
Yeah, and again, you talking to people around the community, I've seen, and even going back to Giving Day, you could really see how many people, even if they don't live here anymore, just what they are giving back to the place that kind of helped build them into their jobs or their profession or their family life or whatever the case may be. I think that, again, just goes to show how much this university means, not only to the folks that came through it, but to the community as well. As we're gearing up to end this school year, talk about the future of EKU athletics and what you guys are wanting to do to help continue to build and make sure that we continue on that upward trajectory that you talked about.
Yeah, so just yesterday we had the chance to celebrate President McFadden's installation as the 14th president, and I told him we maybe should have waited a couple more years before we did that. Waiting to, but certainly the circumstances